and welcome to What's the Word from an unbelievably sunny Galway. We kind of can't believe our luck, although we feel we've trodden quite a path to get here. How are you guys doing? Joined by Mark and Brian, of course, in the Racing Post. How are you guys doing so far?
Going grand, yeah. Listen, this week now has been the most profitable one so far, but hopefully we'll turn it around anyways. I was chatting there, I said a couple of non-runners tipped the other day was the best as far as we've got, but look, hopefully, I think the next couple of days, instead like this, it might help a few of our selections ground-wise, I think.
Yeah. Brian, have you developed a coping strategy for the week yet?
No, as I said, I'm coming here a long time, but I'm still trying to just figure out a way of getting through the week. The only godsend was that I didn't come down earlier in the week, so I'm fresher than most fellas who are trying to do the 7 days. I don't know how to do it.
They deserve medals. Yeah, they deserve absolute medals. Some rare sights to say around the place last night, Mark, were there?
Yeah, I usually head home. I'm from Banagher and Offaly, so I'm only about an hour up the road, but yeah, I got a full glimpse of the women in the lovely dresses going up the road there at all hours.
Glimpse, eh?
Listen, not as much of a glimpse as maybe some people would like to see, but look, it's just great. It's a great spot and great atmosphere. It's something there that, you know, if you haven't been before, you'd encourage someone to go. Like, I know fellas there that will spend the day, watch it in the pub and come out here afterwards, but it is a fantastic week here, and it stays dry, we're laughing.
What about you, Brian? See some funny sights last night?
Yeah, just been some crazy sightings, all right. We were going down for pizza one night, and I was queuing for pizza, and who do I see but only Ben Pauling.
Okay.
So my new best friend, Ben Pauling, he doesn't even have a runner here, he's just over having the crack.
We didn't know whether this was an illusion because no one else seemed to see Ben Pauling, so we're wondering, was it a mirage at the pizza here? Brian, we don't know.
It was the pizza talking.
Yeah, it was a great week. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the actual racing action upcoming on Saturday. Then we'll look at this Nursey first, the 3:05. I think Gerline's horse, the top one's not going to run. Do you fancy anything?
I think the Curra form is going to hold key here. That I think it's the first nursery of the year. Johnny Murtagh's horse, which is his name's given Urban Light. Yeah, he was just touched off by the Mick Mulvaney horse. I think Johnny's horse is £3 better off, and what, a half a length in it. Step up to 7 furlongs. Don't see it being any problem.
Yeah, I think the 7 is suited, and I think even the finishing, I don't think you've got a massive turn of foot, so I think a little bit of easier ground over 7 will play to his strengths. The one I like was on Angle Dove. I thought it was a lovely front runner performance, albeit in a claimer last time. Billy Lee got the fraction spot on, and he's drawn in one here again, and I can see, we've seen in races here with the likes of Honor Oak, whatever, and even Clark Cameron on the chase, obviously, just sneaking a bit of an advantage, and I think this fella could start opening up on them, and he could be hard to catch if they do. He stays 7 very well.
Yeah, he was 4th behind that.
Anthony Van Dyke, albeit now in a different parish now. But, it was a lovely run. It was a
bit like me being 4th to Usain Bolt. We were in the same race. What about later on in the card then? 100 grand handicap hurdle here over 2 miles and 6.
This is a bit of a head scratcher. I know we were talking about this off there, but Uredale, Ruby Dustin Ride Uredale. Maybe it's the fact that it's the quick turnaround. He does seem to be a little bit fragile. There's been a lot of
I thought that was strange as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought he was a good thing looking at it at first glance. I actually warmed up to Benke, actually. He ran respectably enough behind Uredale in the big race on Monday night, the amateur riders handicap. I think he still has a big one in him. I think he's up £7 for that win down in Killarney over 2.6. We know he stays. The ground is going to be fine for him. Harry Rogers, some trainer, for what he has. Like he's not dealing with the best of stuff, but I like Benke. You know he handles the place, so good.
You go with Benke. What about you? And that's
Benke loves it around here, and I'd echo the same comments that you were. I think if you look at him, he's had so much time between his races. He looks so attractive here in this, but I just have a little bit of a concern with it. The one I like here is Oscar Knight. He's going to absolutely love the ground. He had a cracking run when he was second to Total Recall, albeit now Total Recall was laughing at him, throwing the head back, and he could say what he wanted to him. Yeah. But you know, they were off the same mark that day, and Total Recall, what is he, 156 over fences? He was 125 over hurdles that day, and you know, even over fences the last day, People's Park, or Patrick's Park I should say, and Blastacombe were in front of him in Punchestown when it would have been ground too quick, trip too short. I just think he ticks it out of boxes. Won around Galway before. I'd be pretty confident about him hopefully going close, but it's a mad race. It's very
really true. All these runners that run a few times during the week, you sometimes wouldn't really know where to be going with them. Anything else on the card for you, Brian?
I thought Truffles is speaking of good things. She surely win. Gavin Ryan takes £7 off her back. She won over 7 furlongs here. It was a Tuesday night. Probably come after stealing your thunder.
No, you missed the 22-1 as well on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's not going to be as juicy a price. But I think even her mother was a winner at the Galway Festival as well. So it's a nice little story there.
You're into Ted territory then. Yeah. What about you, Mark?
Easy now. I think Quanavara Bay was unlucky here the other night, and obviously maybe he's unlucky is the story of his life. He often finishes with a flourish, but the last night here he was slow away, he got going late, and I just thought he should have won. He's drawn in 9, which should be okay to deal with, and I think he should be banged there at the death. The other one maybe an each way chance is Miro of Gordon Elliott's. I ran a nice race at Limerick there when I had an inexperienced rider on. She did look as much as she could in terms of she hadn't much experience in the track, and I think that this fella, I think he's Declan McDonough on tomorrow, so it'll be a big change for him. He's in a spin over hurdles at Kilbeggan since, and I just think there's work something to be done for him off his current mark. He should be thereabouts. If any supporter ride would be great, little concern on the ground, but if any sport was for Miro, I'd take note.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ground could be kind of tricky now because we've had
It could be gluey.
Days of rain, and now we're going to get a bit of drying weather.
Bit of fresh ground though as well out there. So.
It does
They're
look
open,
well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also, my taxi dropped me over the far side of the track. I got to walk it. It's a great condition, yeah.
I was wondering why you're a bit sweaty.
Anything else on the card for you on the Galway card today?
No.
Okay,
Two will do for me. Miro and Granabara Bay outside the league too.
Good stuff. On to go to the Stewards Cup. It's it's one for the purists, isn't it? Anything you fancy in this?
I thought this was a disgusting race. I found this very
disgusting.
I thought it was a poor renewal for a start. I don't think it's as strong as the Wokingham. In my fancy, he did run okay in the Wokingham. And to be fair, he didn't get a clear run at times there, and he didn't quite get the 6 at Ascot. He's since gone and won over 5 at Ascot. It's spring loaded, so he'd run off a £6 penalty here. He's supposed to go up 7. He in this race last year now, he had more doors shut in his face than a Jehovah's Witness, as the great man says, and he never got out at all. But he's a grand horse. He's going the right way, and I just think that this is an easier 6 than an Ascot 6. Ryan Moore rides in a race that's lacking quality. I could just see him, if he got all the breaks, he could be very, very hard to be out of the placings. I'd say he should be banged.
What about you, Brian? You might top Mark's selection. You don't top a simulator. Go on.
Well, the lads always give me a slagging because I'm not as big into the English racing as I am the Irish.
You have your Union Jack on the wall.
I'm going to give it a go anyway. No, I had a look at this. I think Spring Loaded is maybe a super horse. There's been a horse on my radar, Hadaf, for a long time now. These sprinters get better with age. He probably would be one for more in the future. David was there talking about how he hated himself for fancying the Plotting Shed. I kind of hate myself for fancying this George Bowen a bit. Obviously bred by Kevin Blake. Yeah. He is quirky, but when he turns it on, he's talented. Yeah. So he broke the track record at Hamilton last day. He can hit a bit of a flat spot, but I'd give him a good each way chance. You're probably going to get 5 or 6 places. I don't know. So he's working each way, expecting it.
We're the Pope each way, yeah. I'd pop up Tis Marvellous in that race, by the way. Big fan of Clive Cox. Just generally, anything else on the UK cards for you on Saturday?
Just the one. I thought Off-Piste had a lovely debut at Redcar. He runs in the 2:55 Doncaster. Now, he was hooded and tongue-tied. I get the impression that if you're putting a hood and a tongue-tie and a fella first him up, maybe he's a little bit of a boyo. Yeah. But it's Tim Easterby's first horse for Qatar racing, as far as I know. And I just thought it was a nice run. He pulled his brains out early and still had something to offer late on. So if he was to put it all together over 7 at Doncaster, he could be a nice one. But he might be one for later down the line. But keep an eye on him wherever he goes. I think he could be close there on Saturday at Doncaster, Off-Piste.
Good stuff. On Sunday at Galway as well, we do have a 100 grand race there as well. Looking forward to that. Ahanura handicap. I mean, I got it at first go as well. I'm happy with that. What did you fancy anything in that, Mark?
That's the Brian Nelson special race, isn't it? You know, he's going for 5 in a row, and he had the 1, 2, 3 last year, but I think it's going to be a different British raider. I think John Quinn's horse, Safe Voyage, I think they thought quite a lot of him was a 2-year-old. Obviously, he's 5 now, but he's had lots of niggly problems going on what I've read, and you know, he absolutely sluiced up at Haydock, and it was on soft ground. He's gone up 11 pounds for it. He races off 11 higher here, but they've got Sean Davis taken off the 7, and that's obviously a big bonus. He's drawn in 2. You know, he handles this sort of ground. I just think that he's a horse that's better than his mark still, and he hasn't got the chance to show up because he has missed a lot of time. He's been fragile, and he hasn't ran since April still, but he seems to go okay fresh, and I'd say this has been the plan for quite a while, when you know you're getting a little bit of juice in the ground. So for me, Safe Voyage, he ticks plenty of boxes if he's on song.
Yeah, it could be a piece of advice by the time Sunday comes along as well. You're very fragile bodies, so we'll be around the place. Sunday, Speaking of which, Brian, what do you make of this race?
I'm going to go for a regular in this race, Canary Row.
Patrick.
Look, he is what he is, but he runs.
He was second to Dawn Approach on debut.
He's been around a while.
That's how long he's been around.
He was 4th in it last year. He was 6th the year before and 4th the year before that. So his form hasn't been great this year, but I think Patrick Prendergast is a super trainer, and you hear it all the time. Oh, this fella is underrated and this whatever, but.
Yeah, but you see when he gets a good horse like Skidder Scatter, and he can do the business.
Yeah, exactly. And while this horse's form hasn't been great this year, you can guarantee that all the ducks are going to be.
But he hasn't had his ground for the last 3 months. So he's an absolute.
91, so.
Yeah, he's an absolute mudlover.
Yeah.
So we could be right. Anything else on this Sunday card for you guys?
Yeah, I've won. My heart broke there.
You've your heart broken
on Thursday. I had the right idea, but the wrong horse.
Okay.
With Sub-Lieutenant in the Galway plate.
Yeah.
Been back in the Manti post. Big fancy, and I just thought one of those Gigginstown horses was just going to go off in front and do the business. I'm after time in here now, I know, but I wasn't expecting it was going to be Clark.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Dual Grade 1 winner, what are you talking about?
Well, I met boys last night. I had a great time for we had great crack chatting about slow horses, good music, and all that sort of stuff. And they were telling me that they went off on a party, all back Clarkham together. I felt like slapping them into the face. It was absolutely,
I
it's
think
so
they were
hard to
telling
take.
porkies.
I don't know how I'd have picked the Euromillions numbers before I picked Clarkham.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have to go back in and so lieutenant anyway in that 4:30 race. And listen, dear, the pocket rocket at 5 o'clock. She's a big chance of coming back. Even I think it's 400 and something days off the track.
Yeah.
Actually, nice. I think Blasta Kuman is interested in the big handicap chase there as well. He has another top of broken
Wow,
hearts.
talk about breaking hearts. Okay.
There's women that'll break hearts around God, but none will break my heart like Blasta Kuman does. And
he is the king of heartbreakers. I'm sorry. He will find a way. He will find a way to lose your money. Don't you worry.
There's so much in his favour here, though. Like he'll handle the dig in the ground. Maybe the trip is a slight concern, but I still think he's going to stay. Like you think when he was racing against Patrick's Park again, punches down. Oh my God, he tried to take the last fence home with him for God's sake, and he still wasn't far away.
Would he have gone by him though?
Who knows?
Who knows?
But a track like this can keep a horse interested when you're on the turn a lot of the time. And I just think there's plenty to like about him. Earlier in the card, in the first, Kelly is cool. That was well punted there for Donny McInerney Road, and I think just things got away from him a little bit, and I couldn't knock it, but just I think come on for the experience. Usually he will. And Kevin Bruder takes off 4. Thought that should be bang there, and one then could be a big price now. Archive. Brian Ellison trains him. He used to be with Owen Doyle and Henry de Bromhead for Jigginstown. He actually beat Disco in a maiden hurdle around here once upon a time.
That's a bit like my Canary.
But he's 130 over fences. I think he races off 69 on the flat. He won on the flat last time.
Okay,
hands these in the ground.
Okay, yeah.
Likes it round here. And I spoke to Brian
Archive.
Archive. Spoke at the start of the week, and Brian Ellison said he worked particularly well before they come over here. So he was just hoping that he'd get into one. Now he's drawn out in the Headford Road, but hopefully he'll have a chance.
Okay. Right, it's time for our best bets of the week. Reminder, of course, Ladbrokes Go. Best odds guaranteed from 12 to 2 in shops on all races. So come on, time to step up to the plate, Brian. Best bet and give us a treble.
Oh, a treble. You didn't tell me that. I'm going to go Benke. Could be a bit of value about for him in the big handicap hurdle tomorrow.
Yeah, stick him in with.
Forget the time. I'm going to go sticking in with Sub-Lieutenant. Sub-Lieutenant in the 4:30 race on Sunday. And look, I'm putting Listen Dear, even though she's coming back from a massive absence.
And Listen Dear. Okie doke. Mark, your 3. Best bet first.
Guanabara Bay at the 3:35 at Galway on Saturday. I'm going to stick in Safe Voyage in the Ahanura on Sunday. And just to top her off there, we'll throw Kelly is Cool in the first, the 2:15 at Galway on Sunday. We'll
mix it up. And by the time the last one comes around, they'll have forgotten about the first one. You're grand. And for me, my best bet of the weekend is Lightning Amber in the 2 o'clock at Galway. Also popping in Share the Honour in the 4:10. And I think Uredale can come good as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back again next week from studio for more What's the Word.